Good morning. Well, in my last video, I showed you me going white bass fishing, having a great time, catching plenty of white bass, nothing else, just had a good time. I fished for about 4 hours. I think at the end of the day, it was somewhere around 25, 30. I gave this same location to a good friend of mine, and he and another friend of his came out, and they caught 100 apiece, or at least that's what they say. I tend to want to believe him. And now that I'm out here and my electronics are working today, I believe it. My electronics have, since I got to this spot, have not stopped lighting up with fish. They're everywhere. So it'll be a good day, and good thing too, because today is going to kind of be a two kind of part kind of thing. Well, not as far as the video is concerned. First, I want to talk to you about where to find white bass, when to find them, and what I have found that works the best. And when you do find them, it's pretty much game on. And two, hang on. Oh, I am all snagged up here. Oh, this is working out wonderfully. Today just happens to be my birthday. I turned 41 years young, old, whatever. And I have spent the last 5 laid up in bed. I have been sick. And I refuse to be sick today. Fortunately, I've not had a fever in well over 12 hours, so that will probably change after today, although it is pretty warm today. Water temps 51, 52-ish, climbing. The weather today is supposed to, right now it's in the mid-50s, getting up towards the 60s today. Little to no wind. Tomorrow, on the other hand, is supposed to be rain, windy, and very warm. It's supposed to not drop below 64 tomorrow, which usually means around here about 67 to 70. It actually feels like the upper 60s right now. Of course, I could be running in a fever right now and not know it. Who knows? I don't care. What we're talking about is this. This is my birthday present for my wife and children. I've had my eye on this for a little over a year since it came out at ICAST about 2 years ago, I think. This is the Shimano Natsuki 2500 XG. Something like that. I'll put something below. It's that. Anyways, next year, hopefully, I'll be out with this reel and I'll be able to give you a review. As of right now, I'm just out here to see how it does. I'm really excited. I did kind of a piss poor job spoiling it. I really did. I got in a rush last night and I was like, oh, I've been feeling better for several hours now. I'm going fishing. Here I am. Probably should be at home. So you remember the whole part about being sick and being determined not to be sick on my birthday? Yeah, there was no fighting it. I should have already been at the hospital by that point. Yeah. Anyways, on with the video. So, let's see. That was not a great cast, but that's okay. It's smooth. It is smooth. Much better cast on that one. Let's give it a little bit of a sink. seeing fish on the down image. I'm seeing fish pop up around me. I've got a good feeling about today. Yay! Birthday fish! Oh, man. Alright, let's talk about white bass and usually where to find them. The year-round white bass normally like current. They like to be around current. They like to be in and around current. That was a bite. They're right below me right now. So you want to fish, usually on the back sides of either rapids or, shoals, anywhere where there's going to be a good bit of current and it gets a little bit deeper. That's usually where they'll be. In a situation like this, in like spring, early spring, it's not even spring yet. They just happen to be pushing up early. In this situation, they're pushing up early. Did that make any sense? Let's continue. Anyways, normally I don't come out here till about end of February, but I came out here last week and just to paddle around, just to make a few casts, just to get out of the house for a little bit. And I happened to get on them. And the males are smaller than the females. They don't get very big. The females, however, they're great. They're what you want. But I don't tend to keep during their spawning. I used not having my hat. I don't normally wear a hat, but I do wear a hat when fishing. Alright, let's talk about where to find white bass. White bass, they tend to like current, and they tend to... That's fish. Little one. They tend to like current. So, anywhere where there's a deep channel, and I mean deep is relative compared to where you are. It's really just comparative. Like right here, it's 10 foot. That's not the deepest I've marked out here, but there is a channel that runs right through here of a local creek. That's not actually a bad sized one. Still male though. Anyways, that's just plain fun. Anyways, white bass, they'll be around current, and during their spawning season, which is ironically really early this year, normally I won't start coming out here till the end of January, middle of February sometimes. But they're here. I figure a couple more weeks, maybe a week, a little more, and the females start pushing up and intermingling with the males and weeding out, finding some good ones. So when you find a bunch of little ones, remember that spot, and then come back later, days, weeks, try to judge it best you can, and you'll be able to find the bigger white bass. Now, white bass, the species, or what else do they call them? Sand bass or silver bass? Because they do have that kind of silver look to them. This information is off to your standard. This is what I've read and what I've come across of my years of white bass fishing. If any of that is off to you, leave me a comment. Correct me. By all means, I will say, you got me, and leave me a website or something. But that's what I've come across, and that's been in my experience. It's also been my experience. You find white bass, it doesn't matter what time of year. You find one, you'll find another. And you'll probably find another after that. They school year round. In my experience, I've always found them in schools. So when I find one, and that goes for hybrids as well, and striper tend to also school year round. I've not ever not caught one and then not another and seen another with it. All right. Let's talk about what I like to use. Now, right now I'm fishing muddy water. This area is always muddy. Always muddy. This is a Z-Man. Well, I can't remember the weight. That's a 3/8 ounce. Don't quote me on that. Doesn't say. One of those willow chatterbaits. I'll leave what the name of it is below. And just and usually either a white or right now this is just a chartreuse zoom paddle tail, fluke paddle tail, whatever. Really any kind of paddle. Damn it. Let's try that again. Paddle tail. Got it that time. Will work. I really like to have. I like these willow blades. These chatterbait things. I really like these. I've caught some good fish on these. Decent, 3 pound, 4 pound spots. And the hooks are strong, but they're thin. They're a thin wire hook. Let's see if you can get a look at that. You got that? All right. Well, it's great for these white bass because they do have small mouths, and they'll eat them up. Either that or a rooster tail. Rooster tails work really well because they've got that spinning, the white rooster tails with the silver blade. I usually keep a couple of those around as well. Those do really good. I just don't like the treble hooks because their mouths are so small and they'll tend to get all 3 hooks. And especially if I wouldn't use anything smaller than a 1/6 because it's just the treble hooks are too small and they'll tend to choke it, and then you're going to do more damage to the fish than you intend to. So I wouldn't go any lower than a 1/6. If they're too small to bite that, you don't want it. I refuse to be sick on my birthday. I'm not. Nope. Oh, he is. He just don't know it yet. And it's a lot worse than he might think. Let's go back to the video. Go on. I can hear my wife now. I really can. She watches all my videos. And she's just going to look at me. She's going to have that look. That's all right, honey. I'm talking to you. But I got a fish. Little one, though. Oh, yeah, I think I got 2 again. God, they're just in there. Yep, 2 again. Oh, man. That's just plain fun. Oh, man, it's twisting up that line there. That's a quick fix there. Let's recap real quick before this video gets longer than I really want it to. white bass in early spring, most people go with the whole dogwood method, that if the dogwoods are in bloom, that it's right for white bass fishing and crappie fishing. Not the case today or last week. They've moved up. White bass have moved up early here in northwest Georgia. So that's likely for a good portion of the South. White bass like current. So find yourself a nice current on a river, even in lakes and channels. Let's see, white lures, light line, light tackle. You'll have more fun that way. And definitely try a double jig setup. I know it's called something. I just don't know. I didn't have anyone to teach me to fish. I just had to learn online. Like, I'm sure if you're watching this, you're learning something, or you think I'm an idiot. Either way, we're having a good time, right? Oh. Is there anything I forgot? If I forgot anything, if you think I'm an idiot, leave a comment. If you have a different theory, a different mindset about white bass fishing, leave a comment. If you think doors painted red is a better idea than white, leave a comment. I read all the comments because at the moment my channel's small and I don't get many of them. Any kind of interaction is a big whoop to me. But I'm that guy with the fish, and I'm having a blast. If you like what you saw, subscribe, leave me a comment, smash that like button. I'm going to keep doing this for a while because I got a minute. In fact, I don't need to pack up for at least another 2 hours. I'll see y'all in the next one. Go out there and find yourself a bunch of white bass and definitely try this double jig setup. And let me know what it's called in the comments. If it's called something in particular, let me know. And I'll start calling it that. I'll see y'all. Like and subscribe.